beautiful lesson in which we'll be taking a look at the concept of chromosomes. Yes, we'll be talking in detail about chromosomes, their structure, how they appear, and how many number of chromosomes are there in a few organisms. We'll just take a glance at the number of chromosomes later on. So beginning with the concept of chromosomes. Now you tell me, what exactly are chromosomes? Yes, we have learned this in the previous class, that is chromosomes are units of heredity. We have learned that chromosomes carry genetic information in the form of genes, and these genes are passed from one generation to the other. This is what we have been hearing. Well, all correct, but these are two technical terms. Yes, units of heredity. Yes, their structure is somewhat like this and all these things. Let's try and simplify this for better understanding. What exactly are chromosomes? Let's have a quick recap of what chromosomes are, what is their structure, how do they appear, and how many number, and what is their basic function in the organism. So, for example, if this is my cell, one single animal cell, nucleus and all the organelles around it. Yes, the nucleus inside has small thread-like structures scattered throughout. Correct? Nucleolus and all that I'm not drawing right now. We're just focusing on the scattered structure. This scattered structure, if we take it out from the nucleus and we just elongate it, yes, a long thread-like structure, how long will it go? Nucleus, thread-like structure, it should be this much, this much, this much. No, it's meters long. Yes, this meters long structure is highly coiled and it is kept inside, packed, compact inside the nucleus. This structure was called something like chromatin. Remember? Yes, chromatin threads that we refer to, that we say. This chromatin is highly coiled and it is just fixed inside the nucleus. But now when the cell has to divide, yes, these chromatins, we all know, are present in a pair because we are all diploid organisms. Diploid means we have two sets of genes, that is one from mom, one from dad. That means this thread-like mess is actually having its own like homologous also, yes, its own sister concern also. So now, how will you separate the messed up threads during cell divisions equally? Imagine these orange colored threads along with some same orange colored threads in pairs. How will you separate them in exact equal halves? We can't do injustice with the daughter cells which are formed because you need to divide them in exact halves. How will you do it? Well, in order to do it during the time of cell division, yes, this is a very simple process of supercoiling it. Yes, we can't make sure that the nucleus bursts open, the thread will be elongated, they will get divided, and one for one and one for the other daughter cell. This is not practically possible. So what happens is, this structure starts rearranging itself. Instead of elongating, it will coil further, and then after this coiling is done, it gains a particular structure. This structure is what we refer to as the structure of chromosomes. Yes, thus chromatin will turn into chromosomes. Yes, so what exactly is happening in this? This orange colored thread-like structures that we are finding, correct? What happens is, this huge mess of all the threads, yes, coming together, this will get simplified. How will it get simplified? Long thread, imagine the landline telephone that we have, or the previous ones that people used to have. Nowadays we don't have landline phones much, but still the previous models that we have. Yes, the wire which is elongated, the receiver and the handset. Now this wire of the receiver and handset, if you stretch it, it goes meters long, right? That means you can just take the receiver here when the complete set is on the other end, right? This is because it was coiled. When you coil this further, and you keep the receiver on the complete handset, what happens exactly? The coil which has formed will turn into a loop-like structure, correct? Similar case happens over here. What happens is, this thread-like structure, yes, for example, this was the complete thread-like structure. Let's do this for our simplification. It does not open up anywhere in the nucleus like this. Yes, suppose this was a thread-like structure. Both the ends, one is this end and the other is this end. From both the ends, it will start coiling itself. This coiling will then undergo supercoiling, means it will coil further. Whatever is already coiled, that will coil further. As a result of which, what you get is a structure in which you find coils. Yes? So, this forms one chromosome, correct? But now, this is a structure of one chromosome, correct, agreed. But this is already duplicated because the cell is undergoing division. This structure is obtained only when cell divides. Cell divides means it has to duplicate also. So the sister chromatid, yes, the chromosome which has made its duplicate identical copy, that will also be attached at the same point. Yes, this is how the structure of chromosome is obtained. This is how the chromosome will appear. This is how the structure of chromosome is seen. That means this huge mess, yes, this is the same thing. This huge mess has turned into this simplified form. Now, breaking them from between, separating them from each other is simpler, no? We can do this easily. This is how the structure of chromosome appears only during cell division. Chromosomes are not present in this form unless cell division is happening. Yes, if you find a normal normal cell in a dynamic state, that means it is having this kind of stuff all messed up inside one another. But when you have cell division process happening, you will find this structure. This structure is the complete chromosome structure, which is made out of this ball of wool, that is a chromatin. This structure of chromosome is present in all the organisms. Yes. During cell division, yes, absolutely. So now this huge mess has given rise to this one structure. No, this huge mess will give rise to many such structures. Number of those structures will be different in the different organisms. This looks like one small, you may even wonder that this is such a small ball of thread, right? And I've made such a huge structure out of it. No, this is basically a diagrammatic representation, but this will be a huge chunk, it will be a huge mess. That is making different individual structures. It is just like many threads, many different colored threads are coming together with its own copy. For example, say 2 red ones, 2 blue ones, 2 green ones, 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 white, 2 purple. All these color threads will come together and they'll form this huge mess. Out of them, each one will start coiling independently and they will form structures like this. So at the end you get 2 red chromosomes, 2 blue chromosomes, 2 pink chromosomes, 2 orange chromosomes. This is what you get at the end of, during the time of cell division, at the end. But in general, they are all present like this in this state, which is very messed up state in the complete cell. This is the exact structure of chromosome. Why do you think the structure is required? Cell division. What do you think is so important in this structure? Why are we talking about this structure so very much? This structure is made up of these threads. What are these threads? What are chromatin threads? These are nothing but segments of DNA. That means these are nothing but genes. So maybe this portion, maybe this portion, all these segments over here, yes, all these portions that you find over here are having certain important codes locked inside them. These codes which are locked inside them are nothing but genes, and these genes are giving us proteins, which is nothing but the characteristics that you find in you and me. That means these are responsible for ruling our lives. Thus, chromosomes are structures which will carry genes which are important for us to express the proteins in our body. Where do we get these chromosomes from? Mom and dad. That means the chromosomes in our body are given to us by our parents. This forms the basis of heredity. That means the technical definition which we saw in the beginning, chromosomes are the units of heredity. That is because we get chromosomes from our parents and we pass chromosomes to our children. This is how life is sustained on the earth. This is how life is survived, because you have all the characters inside you due to these chromosome structures or simply the chromatin structures. This is how life is governed on the planet Earth. Now this was about the chromatin and the structure of chromosomes. Are all the chromosomes same in our body? I mean, do you think every chromosome will be like this? No. Firstly, the number of chromosomes in every individual species is different, right? I mean, every individual will have same number of chromosomes as the other individual in its species. One human being will have same number of chromosomes compared to the other human. But humans will not have same number of chromosomes compared to plants or other animals. Yes, number of chromosomes will be different for different species. Number of chromosomes will be same for organisms belonging to one species. All humans have same chromosomes. Number. Yes, all lions will have same number of chromosomes. All tigers will have same number of chromosomes. But now, are all the chromosomes in our body? For example, we have been hearing humans have 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs. We are diploid, so 23 pairs of chromosomes. Are all the 23 pairs same in our body? No. If they would have been same, how will we address them as pairs? If they form a pair, that means only two have to be same. Others have to be different from this one. Correct? That is the reason why we find all the chromosomes having different set of genes. The genes which are present on these will not be present on any other chromosome except its partner. Yes, this one and the other one will form a pair of chromosomes. They are in pair. Only this pair will have same set of genes, same size, same set of genes on the same locus. Others will have different set of genes, different size and differences in the structure from compared to these two. This is how you get a division in your body. Yes, a division in your body where you have something called as autosomes and sex chromosomes. Now what could be these? Yes, what are these? Basically, when you say autosomes, that means the chromosomes which are responsible for giving your body its characteristics are your autosomes. Whereas when you say sex chromosome, that means the chromosomes which will determine the sex of the child. That is, we all know XX chromosome in humans is female, XY chromosome in humans is a male. Similarly, in other organisms also, you have this XX and XY pattern. Yes, sex chromosomes will always be 2 in number. Correct? In any organism, you will find sex chromosomes which are 2. That means one single pair. XX, XY. Depends. Autosomes will be variant in number. Why? Because every organism has different number of chromosomes. For example, when we say about you and me, that is humans, we have 46 chromosomes. Correct? That means we have 44 chromosomes which will govern the complete body. Autosomes. And 2 last chromosomes which we consider to be the sex chromosomes. So autosomes will have all the genes which will give human body the characteristics of human body. Yes, all the characters, right from skin color, hair color, height, eye color, internal organs, everything. All these things will be governed by the autosomes. Whereas, whether it's a male or a female, that means the level of testosterone, estrogen and all these things, the hormonal level, the secondary sexual characters, everything will be governed by the sex chromosomes. This is how chromosomes work in all the organisms. Whenever you find diploid organisms, yes, diploid organisms in which you have males and females separately, you will always find autosomes and sex chromosomes separate.
सर जी बोलिए, फोन किया था।